windowsill and open up my drapes in my room because it was a full moon during that period of time, and or at least the moon was out quite brightly on a clear night, and seeing if the moon would actually charge it.
It didn't do it,
that
did
kind
it?
of a thing. Didn't do it at all.
No. That's why when he was mentioning a candle, I'll be honest with you, you could have 100 candles there. It's not going to light. It's not going to charge it. It's not bright enough.
Yeah. No.
So you got something, my friend, going on. So you might be noted more later on than the UFO I-team. You might have a abduction case where you were abducted, or maybe several of you guys were. So, I mean, you really need to start documenting this stuff because, talking to you more tonight, I realize something is really going on.
Yeah, I thank you for allowing us to do that tonight, Gary. I've never really experienced this amount of phenomena happening so in such a short period of time as the one event, at Mount Adams and Takalaka Lake. It's just kind of blowing us away. We're still trying to absorb it all and trying to get everybody's stories down in writing.
Now, also, before we get off of here, we got a minute or two. You were talking about this trucking thing. Do you want to go ahead and promote it?
Oh, let's do that, Gary. I think this is a perfect time with your trucking audience out there. The guys that are out there on the blue lines all across America need to know about what's going on here at Storyville Entertainment out of New York City, one of the largest paranormal television show production companies in America. They have contacted the UFO I-team and want our help. And I told them that we might be able to do this on Night Dreams Talk Radio as well, to promote a casting call that they're putting out for. This is great. You're not going to believe it? Well, you know already, but it's called the Paranormal Truckers. What they're trying to do is get any long-haul truckers out there that are interested in investigating the paranormal, UFOs, Bigfoot, cryptids, ghosts, all sorts of paranormal activity around the country. They want them to contact the casting director at an email address I'll give you, or give them, so that they can see if there's an interest out there from them to maybe do an audition as well. But the email is Cara, C-A-R-A, at StoryvilleEntertainmentInc.com. And that's Storyville, StoryvilleE. It's Storyville Entertainment Inc. at .com. So again, it's Cara, C-A-R-A, at Storyville Entertainment.Inc.com. And if you email her, she's going to send you some details about this new paranormal. It's a non-scripted reality TV show. I would imagine that if the Ice Truckers of Alaska can have their own television series, that this thing would be a very hot item on the History Channel. And, of course, your audience is the perfect audience to get this news, Gary.
Well, and also, guys, too, if you out driving and you can't get it, go to my website, and you can send me an email right off the website, and I'll have Michael, he can email that to me tonight, and I can contact me. I'll give you the email address. That way, you have it. But I will say this. I've had some truckers tell me some interesting stories, Michael. One of the truckers that was on my show here back months ago told me he didn't believe in the paranormal or UFOs at all, but he was doing a long haul through Texas, out in the desert kind of area. And all of a sudden, he just kind of looked out of his cab, driver window. He saw a light. And underneath that light, he saw a cow struggling, going up in the air. And there was no hurricanes. There was no, whatever you call it, tornadoes, no nothing. But he saw this, and he said it really scared the you-know-what out of him. And I asked him a whole bunch of questions about it, and I came back to it, and he swears up and down he saw that cow not in the standing position, but kind of like head going up, with the butt hanging down, going up with this light going up in the sky. He didn't see anything, but he saw this huge light. So, maybe that cow was one of those cows that's going to be mutilated and experimented on. But he saw that, and that was enough where he started, getting kind of scared, making these long hauls. So any truckers out there, please also get a hold of me if you've seen some strange things, lights following you or anything, strange. You can get a hold of me at Night Dreams Talk Radio. Night Dreams Talk Radio at gmail.com. That's Night Dreams Talk Radio at gmail.com. I want to thank you, all you truckers, for listening and, making our show the way it is. But I want to hear your feedback also. And, it'd be awesome, too. I'm more than happy to share that email for you for a story, whatever that is, book or whatever that is, Storyville. They want to hear this stuff. You know why? I'll be honest with you. Ghost hunting is dying. Okay? If you go on Facebook, there's 10,000 groups ghost hunting. Okay? Ghost hunting thing is just like when you watch TV years ago. You had the war shows. From the war shows, it went into cowboys, and then it went into the cop shows, and then it went back into the cowboy shows, and then it went into monsters and aliens and sci-fi. Well, right now, the big thing again, right now, seriously, is the paranormal and UFOs. UFOs are the biggest, hottest thing right now in the paranormal.
Yeah, exactly. And, I would love to hear it, Gary, if you were able to interview a trucker or two as they're on the road at night going down the highway about their paranormal activity. That would be a great interview for you on the show as well.
Well, starting in January, we're going to go back to 3 hours a night. We're also going to do, I have to, but we're also going to do the last hour of the show. Starting in January, will be all call-ins. So I'm going to start getting people used to, now I get a few call-ins on Friday because people, I hate to say it, they know I normally don't take calls, but that's all going to change. And, I want to hear from truckers. I want to hear, if you've been out camping or if you've been out in the woods or anything and you've seen something strange. And another thing, I will say this. I did talk back about a month ago, a little bit more to a police sergeant. I called him back. He's reluctant now to come on the show because he works for one of Oregon's largest city police departments, 25 years. He claims he was in Tillamook, Oregon with his wife. They were out camping in that area. And he saw some creatures that didn't quite look like human. They were wearing some type of a metallic type of uniform, that's what he said. And they looked like they wore or had a weapon of some sort. They saw him, and then they vanished. That's all I can get out of him. And the word when he mentioned vanish, it was like they cloaked themselves and they disappeared. But he's scared to come on because he's close to retiring.
Well, and synchronistically, Peter Davenport, our friend from the National UFO Reporting Center, had an alien encounter sighting report come to him from Newberg, Oregon as well. That was back in September. So, oh my gosh, things are going on here.
Well, as maybe miles driving a car, that's maybe 90, 100 miles apart. But on a straight, if you flew, maybe it's like only 20 or 20 some miles apart. So that or 25 miles apart. So it makes you wonder, if they were connected. Now, I vaguely remember him talking about, people seeing aliens walking. Do you remember if they looked like they were carrying weapons or anything like that, or carrying anything, or metallic uniforms or anything?
This gentleman was driving down the country highway outside of Newberg, and no sidewalk or anything like that. And he's noticing it's about 6:45 a.m. in the morning one morning, very early, and he notices these tall, very tall, thin, two people walking down the left-hand side of the highway in the same direction that he's driving on the right-hand side. And they're wearing a silvery type skin tight suit.
Okay, that part matches.
Yeah, and he said they had some kind of a small vest on, and they had knee-high black boots on. He wanted to get a good close look at their face, so he slows down a bit just before he comes up to them and turns to try to get a good look, and both of them simultaneously turn their faces away from him, and he was not going to stop to see if they needed a ride, so he just kept going. But they were very tall, very thin. Didn't notice any weapons at that point, is what I hear.
Well, maybe if he would have offered him a ride, they could have said, "No, you're going for a ride."
I think that's a smart move on his part, not to stop.
Well, I'm going to let you go, but I am really concerned about. You need to get that X-ray. Number one, that's one thing I would do if anybody in your group has a Geiger counter, maybe check it that way. Check it with a Gauss meter again. Check it with a field strength meter. There's another thing you can check and see if it's putting out any, radiation, radio waves or anything like that. And if anybody has an old color TV, the old CRT, even an old color monitor, hey, if you know anybody has an old CRT color monitor for their computer, but going back about 10 years ago.
All right.
Yeah, you want to just have it on. It doesn't have to be hooked up on anything. Just turn it on and just take that wrist and go right, drag it across that picture tube. And if you see any blurring when that's happening, that means it's putting out some magnet field energy.
Oh, interesting. Well, I will definitely do that.
Okay, my friend. Also, suggest you maybe photograph or videotape, I should say, yourself as you're sleeping here, and and all that stuff. So I hate to see you gone and come back and and see a picture of you. I don't want to see that.
No. Thank you for that. I appreciate the good thoughts.
Okay. Anything else you want to plug or anything before we get out of here? Oh, anything else?
No, I just want to make sure that people know that on Saturday evenings on Night Dreams Radio, we are doing my show, the 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're having UFOs all this month of November, so I'm kind of looking forward to doing my next upcoming Saturday show.
Okay, so am I. Well, anyway, I'm going to get out of here. You have a great evening.
You too, Gary. Thanks again.
Okay, you take care. But seriously, I actually, if you feel you've been abducted or anything like that, or had an encounter with a UFO, please get a hold of us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com. That's nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com. Tell your friends about Night Dreams Talk Radio, please. I made a decision here a while back that I was going to have all of November UFOs, aliens, and kind of talk to the guests. It's like they're sitting here in my studio, sitting on the couch, and we're just having fun talking about it. So, you have to take everything as a grain of sand, and you make a decision, if you believe what the guests say or not. But I can honestly tell you that it's going to get more scary as the month goes on. So we're going to get out of here. Everybody, you have a great evening.
You're listening to my friend Gary Anderson on Night Dreams Talk Radio, the best in paranormal radio.
Please check out the Night Dreams Talk Radio website at www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. Also, if you want to keep our show free of advertising, just hit the donate button. Give a buck or two. Remember, all prior shows are always free to listen to. We at Night Dreams Talk Radio thank you for your support.